let's find the integral of x over b minus x squared plus the square root of b minus x squared dx. So let's make a substitution and let's let x be square root of b times sine of u. So the dx will be square root of b cosine u du. So we're going to replace this. So on the bottom we have b minus x squared is just b times sine squared u. And then on the top we have x dx. So x is just the square root of b times sine u. And then dx is the square root of b times cosine u du. Now we can simplify. The square root of b's will turn into just b, and I can factor that out. So I'm left with sine u cosine u du. And on the bottom, we can factor out a b. Get 1 minus sine squared. And then 1 minus sine squared again. So we have b outside. And then 1 minus sine squared is cosine squared. And so just be square root of b, and then square root of 1 minus sine squared is cosine squared, and square root of that is just cosine. So I can factor out on the bottom a cosine. So I'm just going to write the top as cosine in front because that's going to get canceled. So you have cosine u and then b cosine plus square root of b. So then the cosine is going to cancel. So I'm left with b integral sine du over b cosine u plus square root of b. And actually I'm going to bring the b inside because now I can make another substitution. Say w is equal to b cosine u plus square root of b. So then dw is negative b sine u du. So I have b sine u du, I need negative of that, so I'm going to put a negative dw. And then on the bottom it'll just be w. So this would be negative ln w plus c. W we said is b cosine u plus square root of b. And then u, we have to go all the way up here and say, well, x is equal to square root of b sine u, so sine u is equal to x over the square root of b. So that means u is the inverse sine of x over the square root of b. And we want to take the cosine of that, so really what I should have done instead is drawn a right triangle and say, okay, this is, call this angle u. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. This is opposite, this is hypotenuse. So this will be the square root of b minus x squared. So if I'm looking for cosine of u, that's adjacent over hypotenuse, which if you want you can just bring it all together under one fraction. And so that gets replaced here, so we have negative ln b times square root b minus x squared over b plus the square root of b plus c. And so this is my final answer.